everybody, and welcome to Outdoor Adventures. I am Frozen, and thank you so much for joining me today for another edition. Actually, this is the 10th installment of the Outdoor Adventures Live Backpacking Q&A. So like I said, thank you everybody. First up, I wanted to, while people start filtering in here, I wanted to tell you about Gary. Amazing, but I figured it out. He is on day 100 as of today, June 5th. He has 437 miles to go, and I've calculated it, and he should finish in 125 days. He'll summit Katahdin on June 30th. So bravo, Gary. I am so happy for him. That is amazing. He's going strong. He's doing great, and man, I couldn't be any more proud of him. So that's really exciting. I really can't wait till he catches up on videos. Now he's about 20 days, maybe 18 days behind on his videos, but yeah, he'll get up there. He's struggling finding service and finding time to render and then upload. Keep in mind, it takes a long time to render these videos, especially just by using your smartphone and then uploading over either 4G or Wi-Fi. So anyway, guys, with that, this is a place where you can talk about all things backpacking. This isn't just about asking me questions. This is about asking the hiking community questions. So a lot of people ask, how do I know when you go live? Well, two things. For one, I post in the community chat, which will come in through your subscription list on YouTube. The second thing you can do is you can actually click the bell icon on top of, or right next to the subscription button, and that will let you know when any of my videos are published. So with that, let's start the QA, and I'm really excited about this because the channel is about to take a major shift here. I'm not going to tell you guys what's happening, but you will find out tomorrow at 8 p.m. So with that, let's jump into these questions. Okay. Can I react to the 1-2 oatmeal? I will have to check that out later. Infinity, I saw you post that, and I was struggling to, get the stream set up. So I will react to that at a later date, and I'll post my reaction in the comments. Chrissy says, being a fan does not make you a stalker. No, I appreciate stalkers for the most part. William asked, how much Fred is too much Fred while backpacking? Well, let's see. So for those of you who aren't sure what Fred is a flask of purified water that you can pick up at a gas station. It's getting kind of hard to find now. You used to be able to find them at Sheetz. But I think too much Fred is if you drink that whole bottle in a 4-hour sitting. So yeah, just be careful. I got to experience that on the, I forget where I was, Zaleski trip. And some of the people that went to the Outdoor Adventures Meetup will know that story because I let that slip. But we'll get into the Meetup in a little bit here. Let's see. Is there a good way to plan food for long trips? Do you take calories per day or what feels right? I have an 18-day trip with one resupply at day 9. So last year I did the 240 miles. I call it a through hike. The Superior Hiking Trail is actually 310 plus miles, but anyway, not to get into too technical details, check out the second installment of my food video. And the way I plan my calories, there's a calculator somewhere online. I forget if it's on Backpacker Magazine. Just search for backpacking calories per day, and you'll be able to set how active you are, your weight, your height, in male or female, and it should give you a pretty accurate list on the amount of calories you need per day. I used this calculator, and then I added 300 calories to what it told me, and I maintained my weight over 14 days. So like you said, you have an 18-day trip, definitely check out that calculator. You want to have fats, proteins, carbs, everything pretty much even the whole way through, with a little bit more focus on proteins, in my opinion. Now, we could argue about this all day long. I'm just doing what worked for me. I'm telling you what worked for me on my 14-day Superior Hiking Trail. So anyway, hope that helps, Kevin. And congratulations on being first. Let's see. When hiking with friends, some have faster pace and some slow. How do you maintain pace so that everyone is together? Okay, so yeah, this has come up quite a bit, especially this year. I've hiked with several other YouTubers, did some collaboration videos. You know, Tim Watson, SB Outdoors. We met up with our good friend and long-term subscriber Ian Fry, who was with the channel since I think 100 subscribers. He was in there and commenting on videos. So everybody was hiking at their own pace in the Linville Gorge. And what I personally did, just hike what you feel comfortable. And if people are starting to fall behind, then just go a little bit slower. People will kind of, you know, figure out their pace throughout the day. And then if you want to take breaks to wait for those people to get up hills, that would be a good starting point. Sometimes we just said, okay, we're going to meet here at lunch. We're going to meet at camp. And then that's what I usually do. That's what I kind of like to do, because then everybody can hike their own pace. No one feels like they're slowing anyone down. No one feels like they have to rush, and then no one feels like they have to slow down their pace for others. So, you know, it just depends on how you guys want to hike. The Osprey Nebula. I have not heard of that, but I will check that out. Interesting. Brandon says, "Sup, Frozen? What kind of physical conditioning do you do to crank out these 20-mile days so often?" Okay, so for conditioning, now some people kind of scoff at this. I use this Beachbody program called Insanity. It's a 60-day program. It's every day minus Sundays where you take a break, and it offers some crazy cardio. Now, the best thing you could do to condition yourself is actually just go hike. You know, what I did was I started off at like 4 miles, okay? I worked my way up to 8, and then I did 10, 12, 14, 16. And then I started to get into the 18, 19 range. Well, at that point, 2 extra miles doesn't really matter if you're already at 18. You just got to grit your teeth and do 20s. When you feel you can do 20s, stay at that for a while. And the reason why I'm saying that is when I forced myself to do 21, 22, sometimes even 25-mile days, my feet just got destroyed because I didn't stay at that mile marker, the milestone enough. And you know, the point of hiking isn't to do big miles. I know that's just kind of what I like to do. You know, I don't really strive to do like, oh yeah, we're gonna do 20, 20, 20, and 20. It's whatever works out, because like I said this before, but sometimes I'm driving 8 to 12 hours on these trips, and I want to see as much of the area as I can. So sometimes I have to do 20 miles just to make my trip work, the trip that I wanted to do, make it work. So like I said, I do a Beachbody program called Insanity. That really gets my cardio up. On top of that, as I try to walk in bare feet as much as I possibly can. You know, you're doing something in the yard, take your shoes off, take your socks off. Maybe you have a dog, hike on or walk on the sidewalk in your bare feet. Really toughen your feet up, and that'll also allow you to do bigger miles. So I hope that answered your question, Brandon. All right. Suggestions for a tarp with doors other than something made of Cuban fiber. Yeah, the War Bonnet Superfly. Amazing tarp. Actually, I think they might have a Sil Poly version, which I believe is lighter than Sil Nylon, and I think it's cheaper. Don't quote me on that. But any War Bonnet tarp I'd highly recommend. I love my Edge. It still gets use, and there's no signs of wear or tear on it. I love it. Arcana. Okay, so this brings up a trip that I want to talk about. So I have a great, let's see, I have a great set of backpacking trips coming up, and it's going to be back to back. It just worked out with the way some work projects are going. I found a little bit of time to squeeze in some things before some work events. So what we're going to be doing, Arcana, Rick, if you've seen him in some of the other videos I've done, especially on the last kayaking video, Arcana is nice enough to offer me a canoe and a life vest. We're going to be taking a canoe trip starting this Friday down the Clarion River, about 40 or so odd miles, and it's going to be fantastic. So Rick was asking, am I using the Costco quilt? I don't know. I'm not even gonna bother checking the weather until probably Thursday afternoon, and then I'll pack for the trip for early Friday morning. Now, after we get done with that kayaking trip, I'm gonna come home Sunday, charge up all my camera gear again, charge my phone, get some rest, and then I'm heading back out to central Pennsylvania, where I'm gonna hike the Kahana Trail starting on Monday morning. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday kayak trip, come home Sunday evening, sleep, charge my batteries, and then go back out for Monday morning. And that is going to be a solo trip. Now, I can't decide if it's going to be 4 days or 5 days. I'm probably just going to take an extra days of food, try to do it in 4. If not, if I feel like lounging around, we'll do it in 5. Now, that trip is supposed to be 73 miles, and I'm going to be taking the Z-Pack's Nero on that trip, which is a frameless pack, which I've done a couple other trips in that. They were only filmed for Patreon subscribers, patrons, and that was just to test out vlogging, my vlogging capabilities, you know, strictly doing everything on my phone, editing on my phone, and then uploading on the phone via Wi-Fi when I get home. So all the editing is done on there. Now those videos, like I've said in the past, will be released to everybody because I don't believe in keeping anything, you know, for you know, a monthly subscription. I don't believe in that whatsoever. I'm just kind of getting my vlog style filming down before I may hit the Appalachian Trail. Not sure yet, but there might be a big announcement tomorrow. We'll have to see. Anyway, to answer your question, Rick, I'm not sure. All right, Clara. Hey, Clara, welcome back. I've seen you in here quite a lot. Hey, Jason, everyone talks about using Permethrin on your clothes and shoes, but should we use it on our backpacks? Because every time you stop for a break, you put it on the ground. What do you think? You know, I don't really worry about Permethrin on my gear. Well, let me put it this way. Not on my backpack. Now, on the bug net and on the underside of my hammock, right around the foot area, I will spray a little bit of Permethrin and let that soak in, just to kind of keep the mosquitoes from biting, the ticks from crawling around, and, you know, just, you know, bugs in general out of my hammock. So, hope that answers your question. As far as spraying, you know, your backpack, I don't think it's necessary. Let bugs crawl on it all you want. As soon as they hit you, they're gonna fall off or die if you use Permethrin on your clothes. Yeah, William, he's doing great. I'm hoping when he gets back, you know, give him a week to rest, and maybe, you know, on the July Q&A, we'll actually get him in here for, you know, being here live for you guys, and you guys can ask him any kind of questions you want. So hopefully that'll happen. That'll be great. Gone Commando. Well, Frozen, Shug, and Tim have officially motivated me to start hiking. I live in your neck of the woods. Any good suggestions for my first overnighter? Yeah, if you live near me, Raccoon Creek State Park, there's a couple backpacking shelters. Oil Creek State Park, Laurel Highlands. Let's see, what else? John P. Saylor. All those are real easy trails to get into backpacking, and you can kind of adjust your mileage based on what you want to do. So it's great. What's his YouTube channel? I assume you mean Gary. So it's Gary on the AT, and I think a couple people have answered that as well. If you want to follow him on Instagram too, it's hike_the_hike. So Hike the Hike. How you doing, Dwayne? It's great seeing you at the Meetup, and I'm glad you made it back safe. And thank you so much for the heartfelt letter and additional supplies. I was tearing up at the trailhead, man. It was absolutely amazing. Much appreciated. Oh, yeah, I know, the Capitals, man. It sucks. I was really hoping that Vegas would be able to pull it out for Fleury. But, hey, you know what? Good for them. I think Ovechkin kind of earns it at this point, and I'm not really a big Capitals fan. So, you see me clapping my hands around, I'm trying to kill this little fruit fly that's in here, a little flea. All right, Michael says, thanks for all your videos. Sleeping in a tent right now, but want to transition to a hammock after testing out a friend's. Do you have any intro gear recommendations to buy without spending a lot? Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to give you probably the biggest tip anybody's going to give you. Now, I'm not sure what your buddy had as far as sleeping in the hammock. I really Well, first off, everybody that gets into hammocking, including me, I kind of made this, not really a mistake, it's more of a learning process. Everybody seems to, migrate toward the Eagle's Nest Outfitters hammocks, which are only about 9.5 feet long. Now, me at 5'6", I'm a very short dude. I find overnight sleeping, sleeping on a backpacking trip in a 9.5 foot hammock, it's just completely uncomfortable. So depending on how tall you are, please look at a 10-foot hammock. I don't want to ruin your hammock experience by getting something too short. You want to stick with a 10, 10.5, 11-foot hammock. Other than that, check out UGQ, check out Dream Hammock, Dutch Wear. They all have great products. Am I a Tom Brown reader or a junior reader? If so, what book do you recommend? No, I've never even heard of him, but I will check him out. Tell you what, I'm really into this book called Daemon, D-A-E-M-O-N. I'm hoping to finish it while I'm on the Kahana Trail next week. But man, if you're into like sci-fi, horror kind of genre, it's an amazing story, and I can't wait to finish it. I'm on part 2 finally. Let's see, what kind of camera are you using this year, and what are the disadvantages of using your phone camera? Okay, so I thought I had my camera up. Well, I'm using this one. This is a GoPro Hero 5 Black. This is what I use for rainy weather, thunderstormy, foggy, anything that where I feel like my camera can get damaged. On the main camera, I'm using a Sony Handycam CX405. It's really great. No real problems with it. I'd say the only downside about using your smartphone, if you have a newer smartphone, I don't really see any downside. In fact, I'm really blown away by some of the resolution, some of the shots that I'm getting with this thing. I kind of like it more than my Sony. But the only problem is the battery drain is real. Like it drains so fast. And I find that the back camera, and I was telling Gary this, the back camera has a greater stabilizer. So your first instinct whenever you want to film yourself, right, is to take the front camera facing your face, right? Try to do it this way and use depending on what you have, I have an Android, so I just hit the volume up and down buttons and it'll start recording for me. So I can kind of just make sure I'm in the shot for the back-facing camera, and it's a better stabilizer than the front. So, if you want to go on the cheap, use what you already have, and I think it's perfectly fine. Like I said, as long as it's a new camera, I can do 1080p. All right, asking for hiking community stuff. Oh, congrats on the old Loggers Path. How was that, Justin? Let's see. Wanda, do you think it's possible to purchase Dyneema fabric and make waterproof liner for your shoes? Here's the thing about Dyneema. The Cuban fiber, DCF, I assume that's what you're talking about. It's not breathable at all. So I wouldn't want to make a sock, make a liner for yourself. I wouldn't want to put my foot in some DCF just because you won't breathe at all. You end up doing a lot of damage. You end up having more water against your skin than you would just letting your shoes dry out. What I do recommend if you do want to go to a waterproof sock is why can't I think of the name? What is their name? Search sealskins. There we go. Sealskins on Amazon have been great. Gary, myself, and Meerkat have used them in the snow, and they're absolutely amazing. And those will let your foot breathe a heck of a lot better than a Cuban fiber. Okay, I'll check them out. Tom Brown, huh? Mr. E? Welcome back, Mr. E. What shoes are your #1 go-to dryland shoes? I'm telling you what, I switched from the La Sportiva Wildcats, which I also highly recommend, to the Ultra Lone Peak 3.5s. And I am just still blown away by that shoe. Somebody asked me the other day on the channel, they said, yo, do you recommend the La Sportiva Wildcats or do you recommend the Ultras? And I said, Ultras all day. I love them. Absolutely love them. Adventure Bound Backpacking. Hey man, I'm just getting my YouTube channel started and posted my first video recently. Can I get a shout out, and would you mind checking it out and giving me some tips? Yeah, so Adventure Bound Backpacking, check them out. Yep, loving Ultras, I agree. Nice, nice. Okay, Julie, is there a sleeping pad that won't break the bank you could recommend? Need to pick up 3 of them. Oh, wow. So if you just want a standard sleeping pad that's cheap, you just find something at Walmart. I don't know what season you're going in. I'm assuming 3 season, but some clothes sell foam. It'll work fine. If not, if it's something colder than that, I recommend it's expensive, but the Thermarest X-Therm. That's a good winter pad. And then the Z-Lite is a good 3-season pad. Also, what the heck is the one that folds up? Maybe someone can help me out. Why can't I think of this? It's another Thermarest product. Let me see here real quick. Thermarest. Yeah, the Z-Lite. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, Z-Lite is a very low budget pad, but it'll do the job for you. I think I was thinking that I was talking about the X-Lite, which is the 3-season version of the Thermarest X-Therm. Okay, budget bushcraft. Where would you draw the line at a pack too large for a beginner? I said this in my beginner backpacking series. I kind of draw the line at 65 liters. And the reason why I say that, 65 liters should be plenty enough for you to still maintain a low weight, low volume, and be comfortable and still enjoy hiking. Now, I know there's people with 95 liter packs out there, and that's just not my personal style of hiking. You want to bring some comfort items and stuff, chairs, fire making materials, heavy items is what I'm trying to say. Then by all means, do what you feel is comfortable. But for me, I think anything over a 65 liter pack is just going to be too big, and that's the borderline where I start to not have fun. Don't forget to hydrate. Crack a beer. Yeah, Climate Static V2. I've heard that's pretty good as well. Bruce, any chance of doing a meet and greet camp out in the north central Minnesota region, Afton State Park? Oh man, that's a 14-hour drive for me. I don't know if I can make that work. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, I've been cross-country runner and jogger, so doing high mileage comes easy to me. That being said, you miss a lot of things when you move fast. Yeah, I agree. So I do barefoot hiking to slow down. Yeah, I agree. Another thing I wanted to touch on, because you said that, is you're not going to have a view every 5 seconds. You know what I mean? So yeah, enjoy nature, but you can speed up through some sections and stop on the good sections, which is why I like to maintain a 2.5, 3.5 sometimes miles per hour, when I hike. So, I have time to take breaks, and I just speed along the parts where, it's just woods and woods and woods, and there's nothing really to see. And I like to zone out and kind of self-reflect, get my mind right, over the past couple weeks, and, just kind of real chill and enjoy myself during those sections. But then really pay attention to the beauty of nature when you get to an overlook or something. Thanks, William. I will have fun. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be first solo trip of the year. I feel like I've just been hiking with a ton of people, which is totally fine, but I do miss my solo trips. Frozen, since you mentioned Central PA, have you ever done any of the trails or state parks in Napa? That's where I'm getting my feet wet on doing day hikes and hopefully longer hikes like Loyalsock. I'm going to do the Loyalsock too. Trying to work out the shuttles, and it's probably going to be a fall trip just because I heard that place looks beautiful with all the leaves changing. So hopefully I'll get down there. Jacob asked, do I carry camp shoes? If so, what is the weight? I used to carry Crocs. These are about, I want to say 10 ounces for the pair. I have since I use my Ultras, and I take my socks off when I get to camp. It allows your feet to dry out. Allows your shoes to dry out faster too, and then you can hang your socks on a line or your hammock, tarp, whatever you want to do. So no, I don't really use camp shoes, but there's nothing wrong with it. Plenty of the Appalachian Trail through hikers that I watched, like IB Tat, he's doing that, and there's no problem with it at all. No problem with camp shoes whatsoever. Ground Dweller, looking to get into canoe camping. Any suggestions on YouTubers to learn from outside yourself, Joe and Bryce? You know, I don't watch too many. I think you hit them all on the head right there, you know, Joe and Bryce. I wouldn't even watch me as far as getting into canoe camping. This will be my second trip ever in a canoe, and I just did not know what I was doing the first trip. So hopefully this will be a little bit better. I was looking at that video, and we only did like 8 miles the whole trip, and Arcana is telling me we got 40. You know, we're going downstream on the Clarion, but you know, it's going to be a learning experience again for me. But this time I will keep my life vest buckled because I got a lot of flack for that, and I totally understand where you guys are coming from. And the Pink Shot Trail. Okay. Jason, originally from Ohio, living in Texas for the last 18 years. Love watching your videos because the places you go are my old stomping grounds. Well, that's cool to hear, man. That's awesome to reminisce. Looked up the Superfly, comes in a 20D and a 30D still poly. 30D is 2 ounces heavier. Any opinions on if it would be worth the extra weight? Between a 20 and a 30D, I don't know. I don't see any difference. I personally would go with the 20D, but you know, do whatever is comfortable for you. Keep in mind that, you know, the lower the denier, the more abrasion you'll get. But you know, the only thing that's going to fall on it is, you know, sticks and who knows, rain. I don't know. I'd go with the 20D. Wow, we got a lot of stuff in here. Maybe I need to hurry up. All right, where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Okay. How do you keep your feet conditioned during the winter? I hike. I try to hike as much as I can, walk the dog, etc. It'd be pretty cold to walk around barefoot. Yeah, it would. Also, when are you coming over to your favorite state, Ohio, and hiking some of the Buckeye? Let's see. It's not planned this trip this year, but who knows? I have a lot of testing I want to do. I actually have a lot of new gear on the way, just stuff I might need for next year. I really want to get a 20-degree quilt because it's going to kind of bridge the gap. So I have a 0 and a 30, and you know, anything around, you know, 23, 25, it just sucks because it just gets too hot. So I asked for a 20-degree set for Christmas, and they're still making it right now, but that's going to be here soon, hopefully. What's going on with Chrissy? You know, the usual, Dwayne. Thanks for bringing it up. Let's see. And I'm sure she's in the chat. There you go. She's in the chat. Hey, thanks. I've been doing a lot in Slocum right now. Not a lot. Okay, well, she answered it for you. Frozen, I do some barefoot hiking, but I always carry some water shoes in my pack for when I arrive at the campsite. Seems to be a lot of metal and glass at the primitive camps. Yeah, that's why I just keep the shoes on, and you know, I just take the socks off, let them dry out, let everything air out. So I've never walked around barefoot around camp because I've experienced the same exact thing. Just people are ignorant. They don't respect campsites at all. Excuse me while I look something up for someone real quick. Well, I'm not even sure. So who wrote Demon? You know what? I can't find it on Amazon, but I'll comment after the stream, so I'm not taking up time of the stream. It's a great audiobook. The reader is amazing. There's tons of voices in them too if you like audiobooks. Let's see. A few weeks ago, we were on AT near the Virginia Triple Crown. A big black snake hidden on the side of the trail rattled me big time. Any remedies on protection against snakes? You just got to be careful. Yeah, I mean, even rattlesnakes, they're starting to not rattle at all. I haven't personally experienced that, but I've heard people from the channel comment on this, and I don't have a good way to protect it. You know, you can always wear boots, but I hate wearing boots. You just got to be careful, really careful. Let's see. What's up, Frozen? Wish I could have made the meetup. Just started a new company though. Yeah, I understand. Hey, yeah, I want to talk about the meetup. Man, I'll tell you what, I am definitely going to try to do another one in the fall next year. You know, maybe at the same place. I'm not sure. It seemed to be a pretty good meeting area. Maybe in the sods. I don't know. We had a lot of people there. It was 21 people total for that picture at the end of the end of day 2. And some people even stayed that Friday. So, man, I feel like every single person there was a great friend to me. People were coming up to me and thanking me for getting it together. So, you know, just based on all this positive feedback I got, I want to keep doing meetups for you, for the hiking community. You know, maybe we can get some other YouTubers there too to kind of make it, you know, a big group meeting. You know, come see your favorite YouTubers. I know SB Outdoors, Up Trail 71, and Bryce Newbold, they were all there. And, you know, some people were there that said they're going to be starting a YouTube channel too. So I'm looking forward to watching them. Any plans to do a return trip to Linville Gorge? Not this year, but I do want to go back, see some of the stuff I missed. Maybe go the other way and just stay on top of the mountains. Haley asks, why doesn't Gary have a hiker name? Actually, he does now. He got a trail name on the Appalachian Trail, and his name is actually Shorts, because he was wearing shorts, like, I'm talking like, I want to say a 6-inch, 7-inch, 5-inch inseam. They were like up way past his knee, and he was wearing shorts, and meanwhile it was snowing outside, so they started calling him Shorts. He's actually registered at the ATC under his trail name, which is Shorts, so he does have a trail name. Let's see, how long did it take from order date to ship for your Z-Packs Arc Haul to arrive? Waiting 3 weeks already, wondering if long time wait is common. Well, keep in mind that it's not like they have stock, so they're making that, you know, when you order it based on, and plus your accessories too. I can't remember, how long mine took. It was definitely a couple weeks though, but I ordered it in a not busy season. So right now they're at peak season, you know, as of a couple months ago. So yeah, you might get it in the next couple weeks though. I know Joe and Matt and Will Wood are all on the Vermont Long Trail. So they might be slowing things down. I'm not sure though. Have I pitched my Z-Packs tent in the rain? If yes, does doing so get the inside wet? So I don't have a Z-Packs tent. My buddy Gary does, and from what I can tell, sometimes it does get wet, but I can't tell you for sure 100%, just because I'm always in a hammock. Dwayne asks, can you use your Fred bottle to fill up at Whiskey Run? Yeah, that's all I drink is out of Whiskey Run these days, so. That's freaking hilarious. Yeah, people have also used yoga mats. You can get them at Walmart too. Or even Five Below, I think they have them. I don't know if that's a Pennsylvania thing, but maybe not. All right, I'm just trying to get to the questions. All right, having difficulties going up hills other than cardio on the treadmill, any recommendation exercises for hiking up hills? So if you live in a house with stairs, get your pack on, just go up and down the stairs. Not only will it help you get the uphills going, but also build your glutes up, your glute med, your glute max, and then downhill, it'll build up your glute med, I don't know, however you say it. It'll help build up your IT band muscle as well, or the tendon, the muscles surrounding the tendon. Any more long distance trails planned like the SHT did the past year? Yeah, and I want to get into more long trails. It might happen next year. We shall see though. But this year I do have a couple 70+ mile trips coming up, so this will be over 4 and 5 days. Okay, wild off trail. What's the word on the AT next year? I don't really want to go into any information about if I'm not hiking the Appalachian Trail next year. I think you guys, I can't even contain my excitement. So check back on the channel tomorrow at 8 p.m. You may be surprised about the announcement. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to answer any more AT questions because I'm kind of giving it away. So I'll just shut the heck up. In preparing for multi-day hiking, how do you know where the water sources are? You can kind of tell based on, if you have an elevation profile or a map with contour lines, you can kind of tell when you get into the valleys. Usually that's a good sign that there's water. Other than that, you just watch trip reports, watch YouTube videos, and you can kind of figure it out. Sometimes you just got to plan, you know, maybe if you're unsure of something, carry some extra water for a just in case scenario. Recommend a good shuttle service for the Laurel Highlands Trail. I can't, because I know the one shuttle service down there charges an arm, a leg, and an eyeball just to get you to the next section. So if you have a friend in the area that you can, you know, pay a couple bucks to, 50 bucks, I would highly recommend you try to find someone local. Sorry, I can't offer more help on that. But yeah, take 2 cars if you're hiking with people. Do you ever hit the medicinal cigars that SB Outdoors brings on those trips? No, I'm not really a big cigar. Well, I am a big cigar person, but I'm like strawberry Philly blunts is what I would smoke. So that's about it. Lowestoft is awesome, but I also have to recommend the Catskill is only 2 hours farther. Okay, maybe we'll hit both of those. We'll see. Oh, speaking of which, guys, I need your help, and I may as well do this while I'm thinking about it. So I am definitely hiking the Pemi Loop in July. It's going to be a 12-hour drive for me from Pittsburgh. On the way back, since it's only going to be a 3-day trip, I'd like to do another, at least an overnight or another 3-day trip on the way back. So if you can help me out, recommend something, maybe give me a video to watch on something else in that area that I can either do an overnight in while I'm up there or on the way back, or like I said, a 3-day trip would be fantastic. It would make the drive just a heck of a lot more worth it to me. Let's see, how do you prevent chafing on long hikes? So you can do a couple things. If you're talking about butt chafing, I know this is kind of a sore topic, no pun intended. Use A&D ointment in those areas, you know, when you're on a break, and you should heal overnight if you're talking about that. I know I get that like crazy. So crazy, in fact, that I just wear shorts and no boxers because nothing seems to work for me. Even shorts with liners don't seem to work for me. If you're talking about, you know, thigh chafing or, you know, your feet getting blisters or something like that, check out Body Glide, or there's several knockoff products. And you know what? In the description, I'm going to put a whole bunch of links in there. If you buy any of those links or anything from those links, they're Amazon affiliate links. They go right back into supporting the channel. I get a little bit of the proceeds from that. So I'll put all the stuff that we're talking about. I'll go back and in the archive. I'll put some links in there for you. Hi, Frozen. What do you think of Sparrow hammocks? I think they're great. Dream Hammock Sparrow? I can't say anything but good things about Dream Hammock. I don't really have any real problems with them. So, but if you're talking about a different hammock, I'm not sure. Aaron Evans, I've been watching a ton of your beginner backpacking videos. I'm getting ready to try out some different meal items and wanted to see, have you made any changes from the recommended backpacker food, from the recommended beginner's food? Yeah, and you know what? I really do need to put out another video. That was just meant to just get you guys started with food. There are a billion other things that I found that work just as well. But these are kind of no thought process meals. You can just kind of put water in and be done. I personally like the north sides. So you have the pasta and rice, and then the rice sides. Look for the ones that don't require milk. I highly recommend like the chicken broccoli stuff. You can cook right in the bag. They have a little foil insert inside, and you can put boiling water in there, and you don't even need to carry, you know, an extra bag to, you know, or even get your pot dirty. So check out the north sides. Spam, you know, protein bars, anything really that you can find at Walmart that seems easy to eat will work for you. Just make sure you have enough calories. Have you used the V-strap on top of your arc haul to carry a bear canister? No, I have not, but I've heard it carries very well. There are some conflicting things that people say. If you lock that normal strap down, not the V-strap, it still holds the bear canister as long as you center it on your pack. So, but if you have the V-strap, it was designed for that. I'm sure it'll work just fine. Oh, you're welcome, Bobby Ann. Pinchot Trail is my stomping grounds. Check out my channel if you want some videos on it. Alrighty. Hey, Whitetail. Love your channel. Thanks a lot. Good compression underwear helped me eliminate tons of chafing. See, my problem with the underwear, especially compression underwear, is it just seems to get too hot for me, and then I end up chafing right around the monkey butt area, and I've talked about this before. So I like to, my thought process is just air everything out, you know, get it just completely aired out. Have a good night, everyone. New videos coming within the next few weeks. Come over to the channel. We got a whole bunch of new YouTubers coming out. Awesome. Good. I've been running out of stuff to watch, and for those that know me, I watch like 40 people. So, all right. Harriman State Park has so many trails. You mentioned gear you might need for next year. AT. I wonder. Daniel Suarez. Thank you, Chrissy. Meetup was great. Anyone that thought about going, it was totally worth it. Yeah, I agree, Kevin. I had a blast with you guys. It was freaking amazing. I didn't want to leave. I wish I would have got there Friday. And I think next time I will do a 3-day up there. You know, just in case people can't make it for Saturday, Sunday, maybe they can make it Friday, Saturday. So we'll do that. Hey, William, what's up, man? Fingers crossed, loyal sock meetup. I'd say pencil me in for that one. You know, that's a good suggestion. When I'm out there, I'll specifically look up sites that we can do. Enjoy the Kahana, beautiful scenery. My buddy and I did it 2 years ago and saw a dozen elk. Yeah, I can't wait for that. Wild elk. That's going to be really cool. Hopefully I see one. It's a great campsite at the 17.5 and 42 mile mark. It's hiking CCW from Parker Dam. Okay. Counterclockwise. I'm going counterclockwise, so I will do that. I also have I found the GPS data out on a site. I forget where I got it, or else I was going to post it. But yeah, so I have GPS data with all the campsites listed, so it's going to be pretty cool. Do you know if the fishing is good at the Mohican Park and Pack? I'm not sure, but I'm sure someone else can answer that. Hey, my uncle's in here. What is up, Uncle Jeff? How you doing? Trappers for 100 years. This is the channel that I talked about during my 36-mile Oil Creek day hike. And yeah. Oh, he is so outdoorsy. I just look up to that guy, man. Let's see. If you do the AT, how long would it take you to teach me how to edit? Oh man, Uncle Jeff, probably a long time. We'll figure it out though. Don't worry. Too much fun. What's that mean? Someone should ask Fred. I agree. All right, Barbara, do you have an Outdoor Adventures t-shirt for sale? Oh, I want to talk about this too. Okay, so I took you guys' advice. Some of you suggested that you want the t-shirts again. I'm going to be offering that again next week on Wednesday. There'll be a video that drops following a Teespring campaign. And I actually converted that campaign into a store. So what's going to happen, if you'd like to support the channel, buy a t-shirt, a mug, a sticker. I have women's and men's t-shirts now. I also have hoodies. I have the standard logo design, plus I have just text for the people that don't like the picture on the shirt. It'll just say Outdoor Adventures. I'll have a video about it. But anyway, the store will be available for you to purchase any merch at any time, and then I can continue adding stuff into that store. It'll still run on a campaign, but the campaign will keep resetting. So I think that'll work well, and then I don't have to, you know, make t-shirts all over for you guys. Again, I lowered the price down, so I'm only making like $1 or $2. Yeah, roughly $2 on the shirts. So, you know, if you guys want to support the channel, that's a great way to support it. Fred, lots of Fred talk. I love it. Big South Fork. There's no plans to hike it this year, but it's on the list. Five Below is a PA thing. Okay, yeah. All right. Let's see. Totally not talking anymore about the AT. Yeah, let's not talk about that stupid trail anymore. Hey Frozen, love your videos. I'm new to YouTube, just started channel. Check out Oil Creek video. Oh, cool. Kindle Adventures is my channel name. So all you guys that are looking for YouTube channels and ask me what I watch, pay attention to the chat. Oh yeah, you know what? Also, for anybody asking about gear, check out Outdoor Gear Lab, especially you new people getting into backpacking. One of the greatest resources I've ever found for beginner gear. Not just beginner gear. I said beer. Gear. Because they give you, you know, a score based on price, durability, features. You know how they give a full review, and it's really good. And sometimes they have review videos, and they're awesome. Hit up Camel's Hump, Mount Mansfield on your way back from the Whites. All right, cool, very cool. California, PA, what's your favorite trails? I don't think I've ever hiked in that area. I don't remember. How are you planning on dealing with tent platforms on the Pemi Loop? So I'm going to be stealth camping the whole time. I know it can be done, and I have an article, and plus a couple other people, including Syntax, have videos on just strictly stealth hammock camping. Now I obviously have to keep it in regulations. I'll be going counterclockwise on that loop as well. And you know, if I can't find a place to set up, I keep walking. If I can do it in a day, so be it. If I can do it in an overnight, so be it. We'll have to see what happens here. It was labeled Backpacker Magazine's hardest day hike, so we'll see. You mentioned about getting your pot dirty. That's actually one thing I haven't looked into. How do you go about cleaning up your cooking gear or when you're on a multi-day? So for me, mostly I cook in Ziploc freezer bags, okay? And when I say freezer bags, I mean freezer bags. Don't use the sandwich baggies or it ain't gonna work. The freezer bags are actually BPA free, so you can put boiling water in there. They're also microwavable safe. So there's no toxins gonna be released. At least the information that I have, there's no toxins gonna be released when you put boiling water in there. That being said, you can also cook, like I said before, in the north sides because there's like a aluminum foil coating, like a metal coating inside, foil coating inside, so you can do that. So also oatmeal, again, you can cook right in, you can put boiling water right in the packet. So that's what I just started doing, and it worked out rather well as long as you can get the water levels right. So you never really have to use, based on the food you're bringing, you never really have to use your pot to actually eat out of. And then I'll end up making a Reflectix pot koozie, and I'll put the bag or whatever I'm eating in that and just pack my pot away. Georgia boy had fun in Ohio other than the roads and the football teams. Ohio is a great state. Nice. Have you ever hiked our beautiful woodlands in Indiana? No, I have not. The Hoosier National Forest is a great place for wild camping and backpacking. I will check it out. What hiking boot or shoe can you recommend for someone who with completely flat foot and no arch? I'd still recommend the Altra Lone Peak 3.5s. I love them. Absolutely love them. And they come with a zero drop, so your foot and your heel, oh, I cannot make a straight line. Your foot and your heel are on the ground at the same distance. Howdy from East Tennessee. Definitely need a t-shirt. Oh, I appreciate that. Are you still using an alcohol stove? I used one for a while and I'm thinking about switching back to the BRS canister stove. I'm alternating this year. I am pretty much doing a 50-50 split between my favorite Fancy Feast alcohol stove and the BRS titanium stove. I really don't like carrying canister stoves around, but I'm kind of getting used to it. So we'll see how that goes. I want to give everything a fair chance. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Hey, William, you're doing the... Okay, wow. There's 5 Below in Ohio, bud. Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, I would love to go to Hawaii. You know, my parents went there a couple years ago on their, like their anniversary vacation thing that they did. And I asked to go along. They didn't want me to go along though, so I didn't get to do it. But definitely would love to do something in Hawaii. We need more ladies for the next meetup, so come on, ladies. I agree. Though there was like 3 or 4 ladies, so I was pretty surprised by that. It was excellent. Okay, so your pot just really for boiling water makes a ton of sense. Yep, just for boiling water, that's it. Sometimes I'll put ramen noodle in just because it's so easy to just, you know, swish water in and then be done with it. Budget Bushcraft, another channel. Start a channel making your own gear. I'm going to donate all my monetization to the Wounded Warrior Project. Okay. Check them out. Budget Bushcraft with a K. Cool. Start to share ideas and not make personal income. Cool, cool, cool. Very respectable. Hey, Chrissy, how did Frozen talking and going? Was he like, I'm going to meet 20 random guys from the internet. Want to come? Yeah, that's actually what I said. All right. What type of videos do you typically get the most views and subscribes from trip videos or discussion videos? Trying to figure out what to focus on and could use a tip from a pro. I'm by no means a pro. So here's my thoughts on this. And there's a couple different ways of looking at this. So a lot of people have your weekly videos where they're struggling, not struggling, just they're trying to come up with a topic that they think would interest people. And you always see those views, skyrocket because they're not, I don't want to say they're clickbait, but they're something that says, wow, I need to click this because this topic is greatly interesting to me. Now, that's great, but I really, really recommend if you're going to do that, take some time with the content. The content of the video means more than the topic you're covering, in my opinion. So it can be a trip video, but make it interesting. It can be, why I don't bring a big freaking knife in the woods or something like that, but make it interesting and give your personal opinion and don't, I've heard this a lot from the channel before. A couple people even this week said they watch my channel because, what was it? I don't act like I know everything, and I don't. I don't know everything about backpacking. I compare myself just to a standard weekend warrior. Just because I have a YouTube channel about hiking does not make me an expert. I started this channel, I had no idea what I was doing. And I continue to learn to this day. I'm always watching other YouTubers, always getting information. And I think the best type of videos out there are ones where you're going through your experience on a topic and just spreading your knowledge. That's what I would watch. So, hopefully that helped. Butt paste. Yeah, I've heard butt paste is pretty good too from Meerkat. If you watch the end of the Laurel Highlands video where we did the group hike with Spaguyver, there are some bloopers in there you might want to check out at the end. Let's see, where are you planning on going this season? I have been wanting to do sods, but weekends have been raining. So like I said, I'm doing the Kahana. I'm doing the Clarion River kayak trip. I'm doing the Loyal Sock. Might be going down to the Smokies again. I'm not sure. Definitely want to do some trips up in the Whites. Unfortunately, I was going to meet Gary sometime this month, but he's so far north. I mean, he's in Maine already. Okay, he's almost at Katahdin. He's almost going to summit. So I don't even know if I'm going to get to hike with him this year. Or not this year, but his AT hike. What do you have gear-wise for kayak camping to keep your stuff dry? I have tons of dry sacks that I just bought. Not bringing a backpack this time, Rick. Don't worry. Just making fun of other YouTubers equals instant hit, says Restless Outdoors. Hey, Restless, when's the new Nomadic box coming? I want to not watch any portion of the Nomadic, but I want to watch your intro to it. Because that's what I get a kick out of. I don't really like the subscription boxes, but I will watch your intro. How about your size? What do you recommend for an average pack weight? P.S. My wife and I love your adventures. Bye, George. Average pack weight? I mean, I don't know. Everybody's different. I'm at, what am I at? 8.9? I don't even remember now. I don't know. Around 15 would be comfortable to start at. 15 to 18 should be fine. Whatever you can manage. The point is just to get outside. Don't worry about your pack weight. Who are your favorite YouTubers that have hour-long videos? Homemade Wanderlust, Darwin. Hour-long videos? Syntax. Though, man, I wish he would get back into his longer videos, but I get it. He wants to have content for everybody. Outdoor Gear Review. I haven't been watching him as much because he's still doing overnights. And I kind of want to see longer trips. I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on that. Maybe I'll post my list in the comments, so check the comments below. Thanks for the tips, man. Let me know what you think of the first video when you get a chance. Love to do collab sometime. I'm in PA. Okay? Was the meetup in a state park? I always get yelled at in state parks. It was in a state forest state park, so we were kind of breaking the rules there. I think the camp needed to be limited to 15. I can't remember. So, yeah, I'm not sure. But it was a state park. Mohican. As a location for the next meetup, maybe think of a few locations you would like and be willing to go to, and then have to take a poll. Yeah, I think that'd be the best option as well. One of my favorite videos of yours is your first Oil Creek video. I love the amateur aspect of it. Do you still carry your Mini Works pump? No, I don't carry that thing at all. Wow, I switched to the Sawyer shortly after that. I can't believe that I did that. Yeah, I didn't like that thing at all. Did Gary do the half-gallon challenge, the eating a half-gallon of ice cream in, I think it's, where is that? Harper's Ferry? Damascus? I can't remember. I don't know if he did. I didn't hear any information on it, but the next couple of videos, I think, will let us know if he did that or not. Coming soon. Hey, Clarion River trip. Got room for one more? Goat and I have been trying to plan that trip. Ask Arcana. I think we might be full because we already booked the shuttle though, and I don't want to tell you to come if there's no room. So that would be cool to have you guys along though. I'll tell you what, that'd be freaking awesome. Arcana, you want to hit him up? Now that you've used your, okay, we're getting down to the wire, so last 4 minutes. Now that you've used your Arc Haul for a while, would you change anything about your accessory additions and configurations? Looking to make the investment soon. Yeah, actually I would. Okay, so I highly recommend the hip belt pockets. Number one, they're really hard to get into, but I find myself needing to use them. I tried the Nero without the hip belt pockets, did not like it whatsoever. I also recommend one shoulder pouch if you're filming or if you like to eat snacks easier. You could just kind of put everything in your shoulder pouch. I ended up getting a Cuban fiber one, and I used one on the Nero as well. Speaking of which, we're actually going to be using the Z-Pax Nero on the Kahana trip. So 4 to 5 days of food in a frameless 38-liter pack, so it should be good. Other than that, I really like the trekking pole holster as well. But to be honest, I think you could save money by just making it your own out of shock cord and a line lock. So hopefully that helped, Austin. Ever think of doing Algonquin or something similar? You know, I think I messed this up in 2 or 3 QAs back. I said we were going to Algonquin. Actually, Arcana is doing that with another group. So, I don't know. Maybe one day. I'm not sure. Saw a guy yesterday where the guy packed everything, including the kitchen sink. No kidding. Glad I found you first. Well, keep in mind, Haley, it's not about what you bring in your backpack. As long as you're outside and you're respecting everybody and you're just not being an ass, I have no problem with bring whatever you want to bring. Just be nice. Any recommendations for pants and or shorts? I'm currently hiking in jeans and looking for an upgrade or something legit. For pants, I really like the Columbia Silver Ridge pants. They're great. They're a zip-off pant and they're really comfortable. For shorts, I like the Champion Vapor shorts, and I like anything Under Armour with a liner in a little bit colder weather. So it's great. How did Gary do on the PA section? I hiked the rocks. I hiked it and the rocks are crazy. I haven't heard anything bad. He's passed it, obviously, so he got through it. Again, videos are coming out from him on Gary on the AT, so we'll have to see how he did. I'm not sure. He's had low cell phone signal, plus I'm just letting him do his thing. You know, he's hiking with his trail family right now, and he's made some really good friendships on the trail, so good for him. Just ordered an Arc Haul, but still thinking of having it switched over to an Arc Blast. What do you think after having one? I love my Arc Haul. For the extra durability you get and resistance against jagger bushes, thorn bushes, I would keep the Arc Haul. I kind of kicked around the idea of getting an Arc Blast maybe after the Arc Haul wears out, but I have no signs of wearing. I think it's going to last for quite a long time. I love the material of the Arc Haul. Think about this: if the thorn hits your Arc Haul, it's just going to put a little hole in, and then the fabric is going to spread back out and cover that hole. If you get a hole, if a thorn snags your arc blast, it's going to leave a permanent hole in there for you. And again, it's only 3 ounces more. Pine Grove Furnace State Park is where the half-gallon challenge is. Okay, do you know how Gary is getting his videos edited and uploaded? So he's editing on his Galaxy S8, S9, whatever the latest one is. He's using CyberLink Power Director for his editing, and then he's uploading right to the YouTube app from CyberLink. So that's how he's doing it. Sometimes he does it on 4G. He does not have unlimited data out there. Most of the time he's doing it when he's at a Walmart or at a hostel or, at a hotel. So that's what he's doing. As a channel in its infancy, what do you recommend the first video length to be, and what about the intros and out lengths to be? Do whatever you feel comfortable with. Make it your channel. Everybody's going to be different here. He's a one-shot pro. Yeah. You got to do what's comfortable for you. If you think a video is worthy of an hour long, make it an hour long. If you're struggling to come up with footage and you find yourself forcing yourself to film, considering and making it shorter. So I'm going to cut off all the questions at this point because it is 9:01. And again, I want to reiterate that the channel is going to have a big change in the next coming months. We're still going to be doing outdoor adventures. Nothing's going to happen with the channel. In fact, we're going to get stronger. There is a big announcement tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I really, really would like to hear your input on your reactions and thoughts to that announcement. It's been a long time planning, and I'm going to leave it at that, but I'm very, very excited to where the channel is going to go from this point. And I'm really looking forward to sharing this with you. Also, and finally, Gary's channel is, again, Gary on the AT. And with that, guys, find time and go on your own adventure. Thank you for joining the QA. Again, tomorrow at 8 p.m. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.